हॅलो स्टुडंट, आज आपण हिस्ट्रीचा चौथा जो लेसन आहे आर्ट ह्याबद्दल माहिती घेणार आहोत. तर नॉर्मली कसं असतं की मुलं जस्ट एक्सरसाइज सॉल्व करतात. उत्तरं भेटलेली जी असतात त्याच्या थ्रू ते लर्निंग करतात आणि एक्स्ट्रा काहीही करत नाही. फॉर एक्झाम्पल ऑब्जेक्टिव्ह जे असतात ते बेसिकली टेक्स्टबुकमधले देतात एक्झाममध्ये आणि कधी-कधी मुलं न वाचल्या कारणानं त्यांना ते उत्तर देता येत नाही आहे. तर आपण थोडीशी माहिती ह्या लेसनबद्दल समजून घेऊया. आर्ट जो हा लेसन बेस्ड आहे, तो बेसिकली 4 टॉपिक्समध्ये डिवाईड केलेला आहे. पहिलं त्यांनी विचारलं आहे, की आर्ट म्हणजे काय? आर्टची माहिती सांगितली आहे, की व्हॉट डू यू मीन बाय आर्ट? सो आय विल एक्सप्लेन दॅट इन इंग्लिश. ओके, दॅट इज मोर बेटर फॉर मी बिकॉज मी मोस्टली मराठी जास्त वेळ बोलू शकत नाही आहे, तरी पण जिथं जमेल तिथं मी मराठी बोलेन. ओके, सो बेसिकली सी आर्ट इज डिवायडेड इंटू 4 पॉईंट्स. द फर्स्ट पॉईंट इज व्हॉट डू यू मीन बाय आर्ट? ओके, आर्ट म्हणजे काय? देन ॲक्च्युली आर्ट हा 2 प्रकारे त्यांनी डिवाईड केलेला आहे. दॅट इज द परफॉर्मिंग आर्ट ॲज वेल ॲज द व्हिज्युअल आर्ट. ओके, then again they try to explain art fields. There are actually basically the different forms of art. The first one is the painting, second one is the sculptural art, what you call, third one is the sculptural art with architecture, and the fourth one is the performing art. Okay, so first we will see here what do you mean by art. Okay, so see, every human being has some feeling, emotions. Okay, and when that human's feeling or that creation, they will try to bring in beautiful creation, that is called here the meaning of the art. Now that beautiful creation, that instinct which human being is having, when they will try to bring it in front of the people, that can be in any form. Okay, that can be through the painting, that can be through the sculpture, that can be through the architectural work, or even performing style. So I won't be going in detail here about the lesson, but what is actually important for you, that information I will try to give. Okay, so basically there are the two types of arts. First one is the visual art and second one is the performing art. Okay, so visual art in Sanskrit is also called here as the uh, Drikkala. Okay, and performing art is called here as the Angikala. Okay, Drikkala means you can see, and performing means the Angikala means the person when they are performing that dance, right? So prehistoric rock art is called as the very old form of art. Okay, that is we can relate during the time of the Stone Age time, because earlier human being try to just perform the form of art that may be on the rock. They used to either draw, they used to either do sculpture work. Visual art which is done on the rock, okay, painting can be called as the old form of art. Okay, now we will learn here the next point, that is the folk art as well as the classical art. Now see, folk art as well as the classical art are totally different. Okay, folk art basically is practiced by the people from very long time, you can say from the prehistoric time, and depending upon the time how they try to express their culture, their tradition for a longer period, means that is from the prehistoric time till now, you can just bring it into the folk art. Okay, so basically folk art can be practiced by the group of people. Okay, and in that they will try to express their uh, feelings or their living style or the culture which they have performed. Okay, but in the classical art what happened, in the classical art people have to follow some rules. Okay, and consistent rules are there which they have to follow for a prolonged period of time. Now next topic which we will learn here, that is the style in art. Okay, now you just see, every artist will be having their own way of creation. Okay, when that creation they will try to bring in the expression. Okay, that will become the style of that artist. So this is what we call here the style in art. Now that form of style will be performed for very prolonged time. That means people will be following the same style for very long period of time, and that is how they are practicing it as a tradition. That means many artists will be performing the same style which earlier artists have performed, and they will carry it for a very longer time, and that is called it as a tradition of that style of art. So this is how you will find out many artists actually will try to bring the different forms of style of working. Okay, and when people will be performing that same style of performing of that artist, okay, and they will be using that same style in their one's own region, or you can say in one's own country, that will become the tradition. Sometimes you will try to see many people will be following the different forms of style, okay, that may not be from their one's own region, but they will try to borrow from some other part of region, and they will try to make a mixture of it, that is called be blend. Okay, this is how actually the style in arts are taking place, and that becomes the history of the forms of art, styles of art. Okay, so in the next topic we will be learning about those styles of arts. Okay, thank you.